You're scared.
Lost everything. Burnt every bridge.
It doesn't matter. The Romans don't matter if the Messiah has arrived. Anything is possible now. Don't you see?
Hello and welcome to another special entertainment report and an Imperial Valley exclusive on the off-Hollywood phenomenon and largest crowdfunded project in the world of The Chosen. I am the Desert Review's friendly neighborhood reporter, Roman Flores, and I'm here with our special guest, Noah James, the talented actor who plays Jesus' follower, Andrew, son of Zebedee, on The Chosen. How are you doing today, Noah?
Oh, actually, let me kick in here real quick.
Okay.
Because it's a little bit of a rivalry going on between two of the brothers. So we, Andrew and Simon, we're sons of Jonah.
Yes,
and then the sons of Thunder are the sons of Zebedee.
Thank you.
Which is, I think some people, I've seen like some like little study guides floating around the internet with all of our faces. Yes. Everyone's like, who? It's almost like when Game of Thrones started coming out and everyone's like, I love it. Yeah. What's their lineage again? Like, where do they all come from again? But yes.
Thank you. So since one of the draws of The Chosen is how down to earth the show portrays Jesus and his followers, help us to know a little bit about yourself first. Noah James, we enjoy the down to earthness of those of you in the cast.
To us, it is really important that we are human beings and that we don't, get lost in creating something that's too rigid or statuesque, I like to call it. Like, these are, real people going through the things that we in some ways go through now and obviously different 2,000 years ago as well. But so me, Noah, I'm from Arizona, from Tempe, Arizona. I started acting my freshman year of high school with a play, a British farce. And I didn't really know what I was doing, but I had played music before that and been on stage, and I sort of always maybe was leaning towards performance in some way. And once I found acting in school, I just fell in love with maybe even first most the community behind it. This kind of group of, actors and actresses from every different walk of life. And actors we're a peculiar bunch, and I like that bunch. And all my friends sort of started to be in that world, in the drama, acting world. And then I decided I wanted to go to school for it. So I went to NYU. I went to Tisch for acting and studied abroad while I was there at RADA in London for a semester, and then came back and I thought I was going to stay in New York, but I really was only going out for musicals. And I didn't see longevity for me in that career, mostly just vocally. And like I was up for some shows where the characters sing, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, sing upwards of 20 songs in the show and very difficult vocally. And so they would like my auditions. They would like me in the room. But when it came down to it, I'd be like, I don't think I can sing all of these songs, 8 shows a week. So I took the plunge and came out to LA in 2012, and I've been here for almost 10 years.
So what is it like playing a sibling to Shahar Isaac?
Yeah, we get along really well. I mean, that's a funny thing about the industry, really, or just signing on to a new project is you come on and day one you're already filming and you're supposed to have this relationship with the people that you work with. And then in the case of Shahar and I, we're just thrown into it. We're obviously, we have to be brothers. And so we're very lucky in that we get along so well and we enjoy each other. We enjoy working with each other. And we just try to support each other on set. And even in the beginning, the very beginning, we have a lot of those scenes in episodes 1 through 4 of the first season where just him and I, and we would get to set and just try to be like, do you want to run this? Do you not want to run it? How do you want to work? What's going to be best for us? And so we just sort of organically threw ourselves into it and sort of had to grow a relationship very quickly. And then, of course, it deepens and evolves as it continues and we have more time around each other, not just on screen, but in real life.
So how did you get involved with The Chosen and land the role of Andrew?
So I auditioned for The Shepherd, which was Dallas's short film that The Chosen grew out of. And I auditioned for The Shepherd, for that character. It was something that I auditioned for, didn't hear back. So it's one of those things that happens more often than not. And didn't realize that I was in the running maybe for that part or in the top, just someone that Dallas liked, but didn't, I didn't quite fit, what he was looking for. And so when they were making The Chosen, they reached out to my representation and wanted to bring me in, but I hadn't made the connection. It's just another audition. You get it, you prepare. So I go in and Dallas stands up from behind the casting desk and he's like, "Noah, thank you so much for coming in." And I just thought that he thought I was someone else. I did not understand that he had watched tape of me because I had never met him. It was just for the casting director. So to me, I'm like, do I pretend like I know this? Like how? Like I didn't think I'm someone else. He's like, "No, you didn't know. Like we asked specifically for you to come in," which was very flattering and nice. A great way for an audition to start. By the time I landed the role of Andrew, I had never read the words of Andrew with or to Dallas. I had just come in multiple times, maybe 3 times. He's like, "I'm really thinking about you for some role, but Andrew," and he kind of floated that to me. And that was exciting because when I read the full script, Andrew was someone I connected with right away. In that first scene, the fights in the stone pits, whatever, and there's the brother watching and kind of strategizing, and the intellectual one, and then the hot-headed one, or the one on the back foot, the one on the front, and I just loved. I was like, who is this man? It starts in the script very mysterious. Who are these people, and then you sort of learn about them more.
Yeah.
And landing the role, I was just thrilled, absolutely thrilled, and continue to be more and more thrilled as we go, because we didn't know if it would be past the first 4 episodes. We shot the first 4 episodes, that was it. And then about a year later, we shot the next 4 episodes, and that was the first season. After that, it started really gaining traction, and then we were like, okay, I think season 2 is happening, and now it looks like season 3 will happen in the near future. And so just incredibly grateful to be a part of it. We just all put our hearts into it, and we try to tell it the best way that we can, in the script, in the performances, the lighting, the sound, the music. I mean, everything really has to come together, because that is what you get with bigger Hollywood productions. Is with independent things, sometimes shots don't work out, or you don't have the days, you don't have the money to, so it's a challenge to make something good. And even when you have all the money in the world to make something good, a lot of the times, I mean, you see it, you watch a film and you're like, well, that was bad. I mean, and no one sets out to make anything bad. We're all trying to do our best. And so it's certainly a sigh of relief when you realize that you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, and that it's something you can be proud to be a part of.
Put that down for a catch. A little farther out.
I don't have a quarrel with you, teacher. We've been doing this all night. Nothing. All right. At your word.
What do you think draws people in, and Christians and non-believers alike? I mean, it seems like this show has a far reach more than people would initially expect from
Sure.
a Jesus-centered kind of show, right? So what is it that makes The Chosen unique, and what do you think it is that draws people into it?
Something that we hear kind of frequently is that people are tentative about projects like The Chosen because they've kind of not enjoyed previous projects maybe that were centered around the disciples or Jesus, or it's just very short form and it goes sort of from Bible story to Bible story, and the whole heart and soul of The Chosen is filling in, making these stories really breathe life into them and show the interpersonal relationships and the groundedness, the humanness of the characters, because you don't get those little moments that possibly could have happened. And when you're reading the Gospels, it doesn't. The Gospels are the Gospels, and we're not trying to change anything or replace them. But season 2, episode 3, there's a whole. It's a whole episode of us, the disciples, sitting around the campfire, which that doesn't happen in the Gospels, but I'm sure at some point they sat next to each other and they spoke. And what did they speak about? So using our imaginations to really fill in some of the gaps and just try to make it something that people really can connect to and be like, wow, I have felt like that. So we kind of go into a lot of those different, interpersonal dilemmas and just try to really fill it out. And I think people connect to the authenticity of it and they see themselves in the show, even though it's a period piece and it takes place 2,000 years ago. You really can see yourself in a lot of the different characters, which I think is invaluable too. That's what makes good television. What I love about the arc from season 1 to season 2 for Andrew specifically, feeling like, oh, I have found the Messiah, and I have that line, anything is possible now. Don't you see? Like, it's all good. We're going to go out and make a difference and change the world. And then the realizations start coming in that, well, what if we don't get to? What if something stops us? What if, especially when John the Baptist is arrested,
Yes.
it starts to be like, oh, it's not just a magic pill. It's not just something that everything is perfect and great. And then that starts to become very scary, because then you see what you hope to attain, the change you hope to bring.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it can be ripped away from in front of you. It's a little interesting to me to see people be like, wow, Andrew's being really dramatic. But if you were in that situation and Jesus was just arrested by Romans,
Right.
you don't know how that ends up. And so to me, seeing Andrew was like, I'm going to do anything I possibly can.
Did you guys expect this kind of global reach that it's getting now?
Zero expectation. Had zero idea. That's as simple but as honest as, because we had no idea. No, none at all. And then at a certain point you go, oh, I guess this is growing. And so now it's less surprising. You go, yeah, it makes sense. If it was at 100 million views however long ago, in a way, it makes sense that you don't take it for granted, but you're like, yeah, I guess people are really connecting with it. It's in every country in the world. That, to me, I mean, you would say that to me when we started. That's not true. And now here it is. And so now it seems like the things that we wouldn't have thought were possible can happen, and we're thrilled for it.
What do you hope happens with Andrew in season 3?
Well, it's funny because me as an actor, when I see on the page, oh, like episode 7, I kind of freak out at everyone. I love that. I'm a fan of, as actors, we just dig into those moments. And so it's funny what Noah would hope for the character, not as the actor playing Andrew, would be, peace, tranquility. And as the actor, I hope for the exact opposite. But no, I think there's clearly growth and lessons to be learned, and I can assume that some of that will start to come into play. But something that Dallas had said when we shot some of those scenes in episode 6, where we learned that John the Baptist has been captured and they're putting him for life in prison. He says, yeah, it's devastating, but it gets way worse, and we have to allow ourselves to take that journey. And so it can be a really devastating thing to go through, and it will be. I mean, when you think about wanting to do 7 seasons, as they've said, that's really getting into the thick of things and really exploring who these people are. And then when it gets to some of the really devastating stuff later on, you'll know all of us.
So you're currently waiting on scripts to come to you, right, for season 3?
Oh, it'll be like 3 days before we film. Okay, but no, it will be before that. But we won't get advanced scripts in the way. That's just honestly that's kind of par for the course. For most projects, the actors get the scripts, certainly closer to filming. So we don't, and there are a lot of reasons for that. And then as long as we have enough time to prepare and get ready.
You never know when you're going to be out in the field again with thousands of people freezing a little bit, huh?
Yes, that is tough. The weather has been difficult.
I saw some of the little booties you guys were wearing. That was kind of cute, keeping yourselves warm.
Yeah, try. We do what we can. And that I was saying when we watched the finale, I was so proud of the background and all the actors who came in, because people say that, like, wow, but you don't look cold. Like, yeah, we are cold right up until they yell action, and then you have to do it. But for the thousands of people that were there that are background that aren't necessarily actors, and they didn't look cold to me. It was like 13 degrees with the wind chill or something. They were doing a great job, and that was really moving to see them coming over the hill and then getting ready for the sermon, which I thought the ending was very well done. I love the way that happened, and seeing the people there, that was really moving.
Do you have any other projects in the works? I know you mentioned some at the beginning, but any other things that people can view you in?
Yeah, I mean, the best way really to keep in touch or keep abreast of the information in terms of what's happening in my life is definitely Instagram. That's the best way. It's my handle's at James_Noah James, which is like a little James Bond reference.
Okay.
I wonder but that's the best way. Yeah, James_Noah James, and that way I post, and a lot of us in the shows, and we'll post things from the show, and then also other projects that we're working on, and so that's definitely the best way. But yeah, this film that I just filmed, this holiday film, I can't say too much, but I guess I can. It was a Netflix holiday movie that came out last year called A California Christmas, and this is the sequel to it. Called City Lights, and I have a fun role that I'm really excited to see. And if you watch it, you may notice some connections between The Chosen and then my role in this. Just little threads that are certainly were funny to me when I was like, oh, I guess I'm doing this in this movie. And so that should be fun if you're fans of both. And that's like a really fun, romantic holiday movie. So yeah, the best way is just on Instagram. So drop me a line, say hello. I may not be able to respond. We get a lot of stuff, but eventually I'll see it, and we will have been connected, even if you don't know that I'm looking at it at that moment, and then have to go do something. But yeah, that's always nice to hear.
So thank you so much for your time today. Make sure to catch the #1 crowdfunded project of all time, The Chosen. Now streaming seasons 1 and 2 for free on your streaming device. You can find The Chosen app wherever you get your apps and watch it on your streaming device or cast it to your smart TV 100% free. To continue to, if you'd like The Chosen and you want to support it, on the app there's a pay it forward button where you can help fund this wonderful project for episodes and seasons to come. And there's do you want to take Dallas's www. Could you give me that for a second?
Can I? I don't know that I can. But I will say www.thechosengifts.com. I'm purposefully leaving it as little melodic intonation in my voice as possible. He will have the jingle. I'm sure at some point we'll sing the jingle together. But that's a great place to just if you are really like a fan of the show and you want some gifts for yourself or family, and then DVDs will be coming out if you like to watch that way. And but yeah, the app is all free, and then paying it forward allows, we're getting translations in there, dubbing, just getting it out across the world. It's really a pretty special way to watch.
The light will overcome darkness.
Hey there, it's Dallas. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and if you haven't seen season 1, or if you want to see season 2, you gotta get The Chosen app. It's free, it's easy, it connects directly to your streaming device. You don't even need a subscription. Go check it out.